Hi, I'm Zelda from Washington, D.C. Before we start the story, to like and subscribe. My brother Ryan has always been there for me. When I was clumsy and dropped my ice cream, he got me a new one. When I fell, he picked me up. And when I watched a scary movie, he covered my eyes. And when he had to go somewhere and leave me alone. I want Ryan! On my birthdays, he always gave me the best presents. One time, he even paid the zoo to let me meet the giraffes and elephants. Mom told me he worked all summer to afford it, since he was so cool, brave, and awesome. You'd think he'd want to be an astronaut when he grew up, or a lion tamer, or a dinosaur catcher. It's a thing, look it up, but no, because her mom had to support us both by herself. Ever since he was little, his dream was to buy her a house one day and be rich enough that she wouldn't have to work anymore. That, and take me on a grand adventure, which was my dream. Yeah, my brother's better than yours. Deal with it. Ryan got a super cool Mustang. He would always pick me up after school. And of course, all the girls swooned, and every single one of the boys was jealous of him. I was the most popular girl in school without even trying.
What kind of music does he like?
How can he afford such a cool car? Is he rich?
Does he have a girlfriend?
Take it easy, girls. I'll tell you everything you want to know. My brother works for NASA. He's an engineer. He's saving up to buy my mom a house. No girlfriend. If he had one, I would be the first to know. And as for music, he and I listen to the same kind synth. The girls are always asking questions about you. They're all in love.
What do you tell them?
Just the usual. It's not like you're a mystery or anything.
They don't need to know my business next. Time anyone asks, tell them you don't know.
What? Why?
Look, NASA is secretive. I can't tell everyone about what I do there. The government doesn't want anyone to know. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. Actually, we really can't talk about it at all. I've already told you too much. Just be cool about it, okay?
What? No, I want to know everything. Tell me immediately.
Maybe someday I'll be able to explain. But for now, keep everything I said between us.
Ryan, that's not fair.
Life's not fair. Here we are. Go on. I have to go back to work. I'll see you on your birthday.
My birthday's next week. I have school tomorrow. You have to pick me up.
Oh, right.
Ryan, I'm worried. You're acting weird.
Don't worry. Little Z, I can handle myself.
He dropped me off and drove away like he always did. Except this time, something felt different.
Government jobs are very hush-hush. I'm sure he's perfectly safe. Please respect his wishes and just leave him alone. Okay, honey?
He forgot my birthday. He never forgets my birthday.
He's been a little distracted lately. Just a little dressed, but he's okay. I promise.
But I knew Ryan more than anyone, and he seemed worried. The next day, I waited outside our house for him to pick me up like he always did. But this time, he didn't show up.
OMG, what happened? Didn't your brother pick you up?
No, and he didn't call either. Something's wrong. I texted him all day, but there was no response. After school, with all the girls waiting to see him like they always did, I stood at the curb looking right-left, waiting, calling. And yeah, you guessed it, he didn't show up. My brother, who had been there for me since the day I was born, was now missing. Mom, I can't find Ryan anywhere. He won't answer his phone, and he didn't pick me up today.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you he texted last night and said his phone's dying. He'll be getting a new one soon, but he won't be able to reach us for a few days.
Why didn't he tell me he was acting strange yesterday in the car? Something is going on with him. What if they heard us?
Who?
The government. What if they listened to our conversation, and now?
Honey, you're just so used to him being around, and now you're extra worried. This is probably the longest he's been away from you since he graduated college, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's strange that he didn't text me when he texted you. And why didn't he pick me up?
Maybe he had car trouble and couldn't call you? Don't worry, your brother can take care of himself. He always has.
Why wasn't Mom more worried? Everything felt wrong? Was I just being paranoid? She left in a hurry to go to work, and I was alone with my thoughts. Everything Mom said was true. But then again, he really was acting weird yesterday. And just because Mom got a text from his phone doesn't mean it was really him. I had to be sure. I rushed to the bus stop and went to the only place I knew I could get some answers. NASA. I would say he was an engineer, just like he told us. So they wouldn't suspect I knew anything more, which I guess I didn't really. I couldn't believe the giant space shuttle and huge NASA logo out front. This place was intense. At the front desk, I asked if I could speak to my brother.
What's his name, darling?
I told her and waited while she was on the phone, while she talked to the person on the other line. She looked at me as if there was something she didn't want me to know.
Sorry, sweetie, no one here has that name.
That's when I saw two men in black suits and sunglasses at the end of the hall looking at me. Or were they looking at me? Maybe they were just waiting for someone. I didn't want to find out, so I hurried out of there. I had no idea what was going on. It didn't make sense unless they really didn't want anyone to know where he worked because he was part of some top-secret mission. Without any other choice, I decided there was only one more place I could go to try to find him and find some answers. His apartment. I had only been there one time when I was about to move in a year ago, but I had written down the address. The building was super tall and fancy. I ran to the door and pressed the number to his unit when an old woman answered. I asked if my brother lived there, thinking maybe she was the maid.
No, he doesn't live here. Sorry.
My head was spinning. What the heck was going on? I saw my brother almost every day since we were little. I knew him, didn't I? A black SUV parked right behind me on the curb. I couldn't see through the tinted windows. I ran. Just then, I got a text from Ryan. All it said was an address that I didn't recognize. I tried to call, but there was no answer. What if it wasn't really him? I could be walking right into a trap. I got on the bus and headed that way. I couldn't go to the police yet. I had nothing to report. But what if I was going into a trap? But he was my brother, my protector. I had to try whatever it was I was heading into. I had to be brave. The sun went down. The street of the address was dark. My mom would never let me come here alone. Then I found it. A broken down old motel. I climbed the steps and knocked on the door, my hands shaking. It opened, and I saw a beautiful young woman standing in front of me.
Zelda?
Who are you?
I'm May, your brother's girlfriend. Come in.
I walked into the small room and saw Ryan sitting there, his head down like he was crying. I ran and hugged him. I'm so glad you're okay. I've been looking everywhere for you. What's going on? I went to your work, to your house.
I lied, Z. I don't work for NASA and I don't live in that nice apartment building. I've been living here. When I showed it to you, I was a real estate agent, but I was terrible and I got fired. Now I work at a rental car place. The Mustang is theirs. My boss caught me using it last night and fired me.
But why did you lie? I thought we were best friends.
We are. I was ashamed. You always thought I was so cool you looked up to me. I said I would buy Mom a house, and I can't even afford to pay my own rent. She has to help me. I wanted to still be that big brother for you. The one you looked up to.
You are my big brother. Of course I still look up to you. You're my whole world. I don't care what you do for work.
See, Ryan. Zelda, I told him you'd say that he didn't want us to meet because he didn't want me to lie to you. But I'm glad you're here now, and I'm so sorry. But Zelda, we need your help.
No, we can't ask her to do that. She could get caught. She could go to jail.
That's when they told me what Ryan had done. I was in total shock. My brother was so angry at his boss when he was fired that before he left, he snuck into the office and stole money from the safe. You did what?
I know it was stupid. It was a mistake. The security guard is there now. He knows me.
When they open tomorrow, they'll see the money's gone and your brother will be on the video. We only have until 7 a.m.
Before I go to jail and my life is ruined.
My heart was pounding my hands, sweating. I couldn't believe this was happening. I know he said he was angry, but this? I don't understand. That's not you. Why did you do it?
I wanted to pay back Mom for all the money she let me borrow. I'll go. I'll put it back.
No. Zelda, if the security guard ever sees him, he'll be caught. If he sees you, he won't know who you are. You can run.
But this is my mistake. I'll face the consequences myself.
I wouldn't help you steal money, but we're not stealing it, we're putting it back. So I'll help you because you've always helped me. Yes, I knew it was dangerous. I knew I could get into serious trouble. But all he wanted to do now was make things right. He drew a map of the office and explained to me exactly how to get in and out. The problem, of course, was the guard, and the fact that he had been caught on tape, which meant I would have to delete it. I had no idea how, but he wrote it all down, along with a combination to the safe on a piece of paper. Why not just send it to my phone?
You can't take your phone. If they suspect you, they could. Use it to see that you were here. I'll call Mom and tell her you're sleeping here.
So, my mom knew he'd been lying. That's why she wasn't worried.
Here, the money is in this purse. Just pretend it's yours and take my hoodie to cover your head.
I left the apartment, following the directions he gave, until finally I was outside, inside the office. The guard was outside the gate. There was no way around him. My first thought was to cause a distraction, but there was nothing anywhere. So I just walked right up to him. Sir, please, can you help me?
What are you doing out here at night, miss?
I forgot my phone in the car I rented. Everything I have is in there.
Can it wait till tomorrow? I'm not supposed to let anyone.
I can't. He took pity on me and let me in. He asked which car, and I pointed to a random one, getting ready to cry again when he didn't find it. And that's exactly what happened. Can I use the bathroom? In the stall. I checked the paper Ryan gave me. I had to climb into the vent to get to the office. I knew the guard would get suspicious, but there was nothing else I could do. I just had to hope he was too uncomfortable to go into the women's room. Before I put the money back, I wanted to make sure the video of my brother was deleted. So I went to the computer. There was a password, but Ryan had written it down on the where was it? It was gone. The door flew open, and the security guard aimed his flashlight at me.
Come with me, young miss.
I failed. There was nothing I could do now. He let me out, and at the gate, I saw the black SUV, and from inside, a man in a dark suit and sunglasses was waiting for me. What was happening? When I got close, the man smiled and took his sunglasses off. It was Ryan.
Happy birthday, little Za. How'd you like your adventure?
But my birthday?
Is next week? I know. Then it wouldn't be a surprise, would it?
I'm pretty sure this would still be a surprise. Ryan told me. He did work at NASA, and he owned the car rental place because 6 months ago he invented something for the government, and now he was a billionaire. What about May?
She's my friend from work. If I was dating someone, you'd be the first to know. Why do you think she likes me?
But your apartment.
I moved out 2 months ago because I bought a house.
Wow, you got your own house?
No, that one's yours and Mom's mine is that one.
Mom came out from inside, smiling and waving.
Thanks for trying to save me, little sis, my protector.
I was happy. He really was the best brother ever, except for one thing. You made me walk to school in the rain. Hello, I'm Lily from Estonia. I grew up in an orphanage with my brother Joe. He's 2 years older than me, and we're total opposites. But before I continue, please like and subscribe, and you might get a kiss from your true love. My big brother Joe had shiny blonde hair and blue eyes, and he always got all the attention.
Look at this gorgeous kid.
He's so beautiful.
But I was the opposite. I had dark hair and dark brown eyes, and my skin wasn't as fair, and no one ever said I was pretty. They hardly noticed me at all. Joe was tall and outgoing, and everybody liked him. I was short for my age, and the mean girls loved to tease me.
Oh, poor Lily. She's just so ugly. How does it feel to be a loser with a perfect brother?
But Joe always had my back.
Maybe you should learn to respect others.
Oh, for you, Joe, I'll learn anything. I'll learn how to respect others and how to cook and clean. I'll even learn how to give birth.
You don't learn how to give birth, you just give birth.
I agree. You're right. You're so smart. See, Joe, I learned my lesson. I respected her. Now love me, Joe, please.
In school, things weren't much better. Joe was super smart and almost a genius.
Joe, that's amazing. A perfect score.
I could barely pass my exams, and I had a hard time paying attention in class. Sometimes I'd talk to the other kids when I wasn't supposed to, and I got out of my seat and I ran around the room, but I couldn't help it.
Lily, sit down.
Most of the teachers didn't like me at all. One time, I was in grumpy old Miss Koppel's class, and I really had to go to the bathroom.
The break just ended 2 minutes ago. You couldn't go then. Oh, wait, you were busy. The only thing you do in school? No bathroom for you.
But it's an emergency. Miss Koppel didn't budge. I tried to hold it, but a minute later, I peed my pants. Joe caught me crying in the hallway.
What's wrong?
Miss Koppel wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. Joe's face turned bright red, and he stormed into Miss Koppel's class.
You stinky witch. Maybe a bitter old lady like you shouldn't be teaching. You should be at home fighting with your husband, who's lost his hearing because of your constant screaming and will go blind soon, looking at your hideous face.
Miss Koppel sent Joe to the principal's office, and he got detention for 2 weeks. I felt so bad. I'm sorry. I'm weird and stupid and always causing trouble.
Don't say that about yourself, Lily. None of that is true.
Yes, it is. You're just pretending it's not. Don't worry about me and my problems. I'll handle them on my own. You don't have to be my big brother anymore.
No way. I'll always be your big brother, and I'll always have your back no matter what. And one day, I hope you'll see how special and smart and beautiful you are.
Joe hugged me, and I cried like a big baby. Then one day, the most amazing thing happened. We were adopted by a really nice couple. They had a big house. Joe and I got our own rooms and new clothes. They even enrolled us in a fancy school. I was nervous at first because school was still hard and I always got distracted. I was scared that my new teachers would hate me too. But then, my new parents took me to the doctor.
Lily has ADHD, which means she's a bit hyperactive and has trouble paying attention. But she's a smart girl. Her IQ is well above average.
I went to therapy for a while to help me learn to stay focused. It was difficult at first, but Joe and my parents were really supportive, and eventually, I got better. I started getting A's on my tests, and I even won Student of the Month for best behavior. When Joe and I reached high school, our lives totally changed. One day, Joe and I were hanging out at the mall when a strange woman ran up to us.
Your face is a work of art. Have you ever thought of being a model?
Not really,
Stick with me, darling. I'm gonna make you a star.
The woman was a modeling agent. Joe signed a contract with her, and soon, every other weekend, he was doing photo shoots all over the city. My life was much better too. My grades were at the top of my class. I had a bunch of new friends. And when I looked in the mirror for the first time, I liked what I saw, especially since my mom always told me how pretty I was and that I should love myself just as I am. I had a newfound confidence, and everyone noticed. Even though Joe and I weren't together all the time, we had our own lives, and that was okay. We were always there for each other. Then one day, our dad got a new job, and we moved across town. Another family, twice as rich as my parents, lived next door, and they had a daughter my age. The moment Joe saw her, he started acting strange. He was really dying to meet her. Oh, love at first sight, something only beautiful people do. Why don't you just go over there and say hello?
Just say hello. It's not that easy. It has to be just right. She's my destiny. She's my true love. We're meant to be.
We started thinking of ways to make them meet. What made it harder was that she was homeschooled. We saw a lot of sophisticated teachers coming and leaving the house. Joe took one of my shirts and went to her house pretending he found it in the yard, and it belonged to the girl. But a maid opened the door and took it. One time, I saw the mystery girl leaving her house, and I started calling out random names. Emily, Sarah, Anna, Amber. But she still didn't look up. A couple of weeks passed, and I thought Joe would have moved on, but he was still determined to meet this girl. He hatched a new plan every day, but none of them worked. I needed a break, so I snuck off to the park to sketch. As I was sketching an oak tree, I heard someone walk up behind me. I turned to see a cute boy smiling at me.
Those are pretty good. Your shading and detail are amazing.
I froze. I'd never shown anyone my drawings before.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
The boy's name was Ryan. He was a couple of years older than me, and he was a talented artist. We talked for hours. Every time he looked into my eyes, my heart skipped a beat.
Geez, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go.
Maybe we could meet up tomorrow and talk about art.
Sorry, I can't.
I was such a dork. What was I thinking, asking a cute boy like Ryan out? He must already have a girlfriend. I wanted to crawl into a hole. It's okay. Sorry I asked.
No, it's not like that. I'd love to see you again, but I'm leaving for New York tomorrow for art school.
My heart sank.
This doesn't have to be goodbye.
Ryan pulled out one of his sketches from his notebook. He wrote his phone number on the back and gave it to me.
I want you to have it.
I can't take this.
You can give it back when I see you again.
On my walk home, every time I thought about Ryan, I couldn't help but smile. When I was getting close to home, and then I saw something insane. The mystery girl was scaling the side of her house like a cat burglar. I hid behind a tree and texted Joe, but then the girl came charging at me like a maniac. She tried to grab my phone.
Give it to me.
Let go, you crazy girl! My phone slipped out of my hand, fell to the ground and broke. I was so I turned to yell at her, but then she started bawling like a big baby.
I'm sorry about your phone. I just didn't know what to do.
Her name was Sophia, and her parents made her break up with her boyfriend because he was poor.
They won't let me see him or talk to him. My heart's been ripped to pieces. It hurts so bad. Please make it stop.
Don't cry. Things will be okay.
How?
Thankfully, Joe walked up just then. Sophia took one look at him and got all googly-eyed. Then she got confused.
I can't do this.
Sophia pushed Joe and ran away crying. The next day, Sophia showed up at her door.
What I did to you wasn't cool. I was having a hard time.
If you don't mind me asking, what's wrong?
Well, I'm broken.
Excuse me, if I could just squeeze past you.
Each time life smiles at me, bad things happen. Shortly after, I fell in love with our gardener's son. It was a secret because I knew my parents would never approve. I don't know how, but they found out and things got really bad.
I am so sorry.
If you could just step to the side a bit, I could get out of your way.
And they fired him and his father and forced me to break up with him. Then they took my phone and homeschooled me for a while. My dad is an important politician and he can't risk his reputation. And now every morning I wake up in a puddle of tears.
That's so sad.
Yes, very sad. I've got an idea. Why don't you two be friends? It might make you both feel better. Over the next few months, Joe and Sophia started getting closer, and so did our parents. Joe started dressing in expensive clothes, buying Sophia fancy gifts, and he'd brag to Sophia and her parents about how much money he made modeling. Once, Sophia's parents invited us for dinner.
Oh, neighbors, you have such a strong, confident, independent young man. I bet girls are fighting over him all the time.
Yes, but I have eyes only for one girl.
As Joe looked at Sophia, and she blushed, everyone noticed the two and smiled.
Oh, this is wonderful. We've been so worried about Sophia. I'm so happy she's found someone like you. We had to protect her, you know. She was tricked and manipulated by a dirty, poor boy that stole her heart.
Ugh, poor people. You can't trust any of them. They're all liars and cheats.
That's not true.
Oh, you sweet, naive girl. You'll learn soon enough.
Then Sophia's parents laughed at me, like what I said was some big joke. I'm not naive. You're just wrong. Joe and I used to be poor. We're not liars and cheats. We're not dirty and we're not bad people.
Joe's an exception, of course. Who knew an adopted orphan could be so perfect? You guys hit the jackpot with your son. Your daughter, well, she's now Sophia.
You're right about that, honey.
Joe lowered his head. My parents looked away, and I was about to explode. What's that supposed to mean?
Thank you for the meal. We must get going.
When we got home, my parents sat me and Joe down for a talk.
Joe, we don't want you seeing Sophia anymore.
No, that's not happening. I love her. You can't tell me what to do.
Stop yelling at Dad.
Son, what her parents said about your sister is unacceptable.
They were just joking. They're really nice once you get to know them.
Are you blind? Sophia's parents are jerks. And ever since you've been hanging out with them, you've changed.
If I have to impress Sophia's parents to get their blessing, then I'll do it. True love is worth it, but you wouldn't know anything about love. You've never had a boyfriend, and you look like you sleep in a trash can.
Don't talk to your sister like that.
That's enough. No more Sophia, and that's final.
Then Joe got mad and shoved Dad. Dad fell and hit his head hard on the table. Dad! I rushed to Dad's. He was really hurt. Mom called the ambulance. Then I looked up and saw Joe.
I'm sorry.
Joe ran out of the house. Dad had a minor concussion, and we spent the night in the emergency room. By the time we got back home, all of Joe's things were gone. We heard from the neighbors that he and Sophia moved into her parents' villa in Paris. Dad was weak after the injury, so I helped him out at the office. Staying on top of my schoolwork and helping Dad was tough, but I enjoyed spending more time with him. My parents and I tried calling Joe, but he never answered, which made me really sad. My new friend Ryan always found ways to cheer me up. He sent me funny sketches and YouTube videos. One summer, he came back to town and we sat under the oak tree. We saw a boy and a girl playing on the grass, and I started to cry.
What's wrong?
I miss my brother. He was my best friend and always had my back. I'm scared I'll never see him again.
He's your brother and he could never stop loving you. I'm sure he'll come back to you one day.
Then Ryan handed me a sketchbook, and I drew a picture of me and Joe. Ryan encouraged me to study art, and eventually I started selling my drawings. 5 years later, we got married in a small ceremony in our backyard, and soon after, we had a baby. But there were complications. I felt this horrible pain, and the machine started to beep. As the doctors raced to save me, I cried out, "Joe, my brother Joe, come to me." Then I fainted. I woke up from a coma 2 days later, and when I opened my eyes, I saw Joe and Sophia sitting beside me with tears in their eyes. Joe?
Yes, Lily.
Is that you?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm so sorry for everything.
I looked up at my parents. They smiled and nodded. I knew from the look in their eyes that they'd forgiven Joe and wanted me to do the same. You broke our promise. You said you'd always have my back, but you chose Sophia and her parents over us.
My parents are just mean and have been controlling my life since forever. We had enough and we couldn't take it anymore. So we left and they cut us off.
But it's been so hard. I couldn't find work. We barely had enough money for food and rent. But I was ashamed to come back and ask for help.
We felt like we broke your family. We didn't want to make things worse.
Then we heard you were in a coma, so we came immediately. I couldn't let you down again. Lily, I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm asking you to let me earn the privilege to be your big brother again.
You'll always be my big brother. I just wanted to see you. I would have helped you no matter what. Then Joe hugged me, and I hugged him back. Hi! I'm Angelina, and my story, it's kind of crazy. But before we continue, please like and subscribe to the channel. My mom worked as a maid at the mansion of a wealthy family, and because she couldn't afford to send me to school, I went with her to work. By the time I was 8, I was helping her with small chores around the house. The owner was a really rich CEO who was never at home, and his wife was really self-obsessed. She left her daughter, Maddie, with the house staff to get beauty treatment so often that when Maddie was little, she called my mom. Her mom.
Mom.
I didn't mind, because even though she was a couple of years younger than me, she was my best friend. One day, Maddie and I were just settling down to watch a movie in her room when someone flung the door open. It was Maddie's mom, and she did not look happy to see me.
You girl, what do you think you're doing in my daughter's room?
Mom, don't talk to her like that. She's my friend.
Her mom gave me a glare and walked away. The next day, Maddie's mom called me to her chambers, and I just knew I was in trouble. When I walked in, she got up and said,
I can see you're spending so much time in my daughter's room when she's at school, so I've decided to enroll you in her school too, and you can work afterwards. No need to thank me. Close the door behind you.
School! I think Jaren went to tell Maddie the great news. She seemed excited too, but when we got there together, she asked me to walk a few steps away from her, and once she met her friends, she disappeared. What was going on? I found out soon enough when I was sitting alone in the cafeteria at lunch. A group of girls walked up to me and put a big backpack on the table.
You're Maddie's maid, right? She said, we can ask you to do anything. After school, carry this to my car. I'll be waiting.
Take these assignments with you. I expect them to be ready by tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Get me a latte and a donut. Here's the money. Keep the change.
What on earth? I ran out to look for Maddie and found her in the girls' bathroom. Maddie, why are you telling people that I'm your maid? I thought we were friends.
Well, Angelina, of course we are, but only at home. I have a reputation to maintain here, and I can't mingle with someone like you in public. You get it, right? See you at home, bestie.
She walked away while I stood there shocked. Was this the same sweet Maddie I know my entire life? Maddie and her friends were always dumping their homework on me and making me run around for errands, and I was getting exhausted. I didn't even get time to study for a big math test and ended up with a big fat D. Later that day, when Maddie and her gang walked up to me and handed me a list of errands for our party, I tore it up. I've had enough. You guys have hands. Don't you do this yourselves?
Oh, that's rich coming from someone as poor as you. You know I pay for your school, right?
Before I could reply, I heard a boy's voice behind me.
Cut it out, Maddie. You don't pay for anything. Now buzz off before I tell Dad what a brat you've been.
It was Dwayne, Maddie's older brother. I'd seen him around the house, but he mostly kept to himself. Maddie looked furious and stomped off angrily. Dwayne smiled at me.
Sorry, she can be a jerk sometimes. Don't let her push you around. And since you're new here, let me know if you need help with something.
Well, actually, there is one thing. Are you any good at math? Because I'm really sucking at it. He started tutoring me at home, and by the time 7th grade ended, I was getting straight A's. But my grades weren't the only things that changed. As I grew older, I seemed to be catching the attention of a lot of guys. One day, I wrapped up my chores quickly for a movie date with a really cute guy. And just as I was leaving, Maddie screamed.
Oh, Angelina.
When I reached her room, I wanted to pull her hair out. She had dumped every single pair of footwear she owned on the floor and handed me a toothbrush.
These are really delicate shoes, so take your time and clean them with this. I need them all by tomorrow morning.
How many shoes are you going to wear at a time? Can't I do the rest later?
Mom, Angelina, and her mom might need to be let go.
I had no choice but to do what she said. My day got canceled, and well, this was the first of many. Maddie always found some way to ruin things for me, and slowly all the boys stopped asking me out. One day when Dwayne and I were studying, I caught him looking at me. What is it?
You know Maddie is just threatened by you, right?
Threatened? By me? Why?
You're smarter, prettier, and so much nicer than her. You don't think she knows that?
I could feel myself blushing hard. Just then, Mom called me to help with the dishes, and I floated away on cloud 9. A little later, Maddie appeared, throwing a letter on the kitchen table.
This friend of mine really likes you, Kundos. Why? He's really shy, so he asked me to give you this.
And why are you suddenly being nice to me?
I just said he's my friend, didn't I? I'm not doing. This for you? Just write a response quickly, so I can hand it to him tomorrow.
When I opened the letter, I felt really flattered, but I also cringed a bit. Dear Angelina, or should I call you my angel? I wish I could talk to you, but your beauty just makes me speechless. I wrote back and kept an eye on her the next day to see who she handed the letter to. But she was surrounded by so many boys that it was impossible to tell. The next week, she gave me another letter. Hi, my angel. I think I have the courage to face you. Meet me behind the school tonight at 7 p.m. I was really curious about who this guy was, so I decided to go to the meeting spot. Half an hour went by, and it was getting chilly. Suddenly, Maddie and her friends jumped out of the shadows, laughing hard and recording me.
You thought someone was interested in you? How dumb are you made?
What? This was all you guys?
Duh. Just because some losers asked you out doesn't mean you're something special. Gosh, you're so pathetic. Poor Cinderella waiting desperately for Prince Charming.
I was almost about to attack her when suddenly someone took my hand. It was Dwayne. He pulled me away and we started walking back home.
I overheard Maddie telling her friends how she wrote those letters to play this dumb prank on you. She's so immature.
She and I used to be best friends. I don't understand why she hates me so much. As tears pour down my face, Dwayne put his jacket around my shoulders, pulling me a little closer.
I don't know why anyone want to lose you as a friend. You are something special.
Before I knew it, he leaned in for a kiss, and it was amazing. Even though the video of me waiting for a non-existent boy was making the rounds at school and everyone was making fun of me, I didn't really care. Dwayne and I had secretly started dating, and the next few weeks were bliss. Dwayne and I were making out in his room one day, when suddenly, Maddie barged in looking down on her phone.
The parents are out and I'm having a party. Can you invite some of your hot friends? Wait, what is she doing here?
Angelina is my girlfriend, you idiot. Now get out.
He shut the door on her face and we heard a tiny crack. Do you think she broke her nose?
Doesn't matter. She's been getting a change at the plastic surgeons for years.
We laughed and started kissing again when we were rudely interrupted again a little later. But this time, it was his mom with Maddie grinning behind her.
Dwayne, seriously, you know all the richest girls in town and you choose this maid? I mean, if this is only for fun and not public, then fine, do whatever, but be careful. She's probably only after your money,
Mama.
Listen, lady, Dwayne asked me out. I didn't, and your money doesn't give you the right to treat anyone like garbage. If you want to be respected, you have to treat others with respect too. Just then, Mom came running, looking pale as a ghost.
What have you done? How can you talk to Madam like that? Apologize right now.
But I didn't. Needless to say, my mom was fired, and I was taken out of the school. When I was packing up my stuff, Maddie walked in and threw some old dresses of hers at me.
Here's a parting gift. They were going in the trash anyway, so same difference.
What happened to you, Maddie? Why did you turn into this awful person and just forgot that we were best friends?
Oh, please. I was only bird at home and you were hired to entertain me. And then you forgot your place. We were never best friends. We never could be.
Well, good luck finding true friends then, Maddie, because the ones you have right now are just here for your money, and I never cared about that. With that, I picked up my bags and left. Dwayne kept texting me, but I didn't have the heart to reply. It was better this way, probably. We were worlds apart. Soon after, Mom found a job as a waitress, but it wasn't enough to make ends meet. So I managed to get a job as a cashier at a local bookstore, and one evening, Dwayne walked in.
Angelina, I'm so sorry about everything my mother said. I really love you. Please give me another chance. I won't ever let her say anything mean to you again.
The next day, I walked into the mansion, and before his mom could say a word, I stopped her with my hand. I'm not your maid anymore. I'm an independent girl dating your grown-up son, and you can't do anything about it. We dated for the next few years, and I graduated high school. I started working at a local cafe, and the old lady who owned the place grew really fond of me. But one day, she suddenly passed away. I had barely registered the news when a man in a suit came into the cafe and asked for me.
The owner has left the business to a girl called Angelina. Where is she?
Oh my God, what? She had left the entire cafe to me. And with that, life changed forever for me and my mom. We both started working together and turned the place around. It became one of the most popular spots in town. One day, Maddie and her mom walked into the cafe, and a few minutes later, I heard Maddie screaming at a waitress.
Are you stupid? So what if it's not on the menu? Just go ask your chef to make me a salmon salad.
I walked over to their table, and their eyes almost popped out. Ladies, please leave the cafe immediately. We refuse service to ill-mannered customers.
Oh, and you! Another waitress is allowed to talk to me like that. Call the management, and I'll have you fired right now.
I am the management, and I will have you thrown out now. As my staff escorted them outside, the humiliation on their faces was epic for me. With all the money I made, I opened 3 new cafes in the next 2 years, and by the time Dwayne came back from university, there were 4 more. One day, as I was leaving work, I noticed a bunch of paparazzi outside. Suddenly, they parted, and Dwayne walked towards me with flowers and a ring.
Angelina, will you do me the honor of marrying me?
Yes, of course. All the journalists snapped pictures and cheered as we kissed.
How does it feel being engaged to the richest boy in town?
It's not a big deal. I'm rich too, you know. Dwayne and I flew away to a private beach to get married, amongst friends and mom, of course. Naturally, his family did not come. We have our own home and 3 cats, and we're all very happy.